We're live with the Blind Way Podcast.
Just say welcome, everybody, to the Blind Way Podcast.
We're alive.
Yes.
Yes, indeed we are.
How is everyone doing today?
Doing pretty good.
How you doing?
Get my back ready for tomorrow. Get it stretched out. Mandalorian finale.
Get that hype tension out of it.
Hype seizes me.
I don't know, Eric. I think we already reached the hype climax of the week today.
Yeah, we did. Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite animes of all time.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
So good.
It's pretty
So
good.
I just every episode, you just like, how does it make sense?
Somehow it does.
It's my favorite commentary for that show.
It is an interesting show, and it is.
Yeah.
There's things they say that shouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that they do,
It definitely
but
does.
it feels like it does.
It 100% does.
I don't think it makes sense,
It's not word
but
salad.
I think it feels like it makes sense.
Like, it's not just saying shit and you're like, what the fuck is like this gibberish? It's like,
Yeah.
no, I get it. I understand. It's speaking to you.
It's not like Star Trek techno babble.
It's like the hydrophonics of the star systems have aligned into
Yeah.
congenialities.
It's like when stuff happens on Expanse and you're like, oh, okay, I can
That's
see
word
that.
salad, right?
Yeah, that's word salad.
It sounds like something that you could
Yeah.
say in space that would be like, oh, damn, again, you know, like.
Does it?
Yes.
It's like
things merge into congenialities all the time.
it's like
Look
most
at
of the
Miss.
things that they talk about. I feel like have some like roots in either science theory or philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
So like it all is way out there, and like the best part of it is none of them understand it either.
Yeah.
It's just the one guy
Yeah.
who understands it. Everyone else
They're
is just
wrong.
going
Yeah.
on for the ride.
The one guy.
Because all you need to understand is the hype.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
that's all you need.
Well, Gino understands it as well.
That's the one I was talking about, and I wasn't
Oh,
going to
okay.
spoil.
I thought.
Jeez. Calvin.
Because like Leron kind of gets it, but not really.
That's who I thought you were talking about.
No.
But yeah, no. Also, this week has been a crazy week. There's been lots of stuff going on. We actually just had to do our Christmas mailbag, which
Got
you'll
to
see
do.
out. Sure, both of those, which you'll get to see coming out. I think it's this Sunday, right? No, actually Christmas. I think is when we're putting it out, isn't it? Somewhere this next week. I don't remember.
I
the
think
date.
so.
Before 2021.
So that'd be coming
Christmas
out.
would be a Friday.
And then, yeah. We usually always release Christmas mailbag on Christmas, I think. So
Yeah.
it should be out then, even though Sunday's when it normally comes out otherwise. So
Yeah.
anyway. And then we had a whole bunch of stuff from Disney this past week,
A shit ton of
which was
stuff.
crazy.
whole bunch of stuff from like that Thursday last week was just like, after podcast, it was just Disney dropping that. It was the Game Awards. There was just so much news. It was insane. Aaron and I had to come back in just to talk about Star Wars stuff that night. Feels like so much longer than a week ago.
Does it?
To me, it does, yeah. But all 2020 has felt that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 2020 has felt long, but I feel like it's gone by faster than I thought it was.
Really?
I don't know.
No, it felt like just a super long summer for me this year. I don't know.
Super long summer.
Yeah,
Summer's like a vacation.
I know.
You felt like a vacation all year?
Not this time.
Oh. well.
Usually it does. I get you, but not
Oh,
this time.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as favorite things for the weeks, what do you guys have that's happened or going on or the happenings? What's happenings?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The snow.
yeah. There's been some snow.
Son of a bitch,
I-
the damn snow.
I really. I don't care that you don't like it. I love it
No, I'm fine with
so
snow.
much.
But I got my 10-minute trip home last night turned into like an hour.
That's because of other stupid
It was
people.
like I was in the city, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And the thing that sucked is that my truck doesn't have a four-wheel drive. It just has rear-wheel drive. And I have to go up a hill before I get home.
Your
And
truck doesn't not just not have four-wheel drive. Your truck doesn't have traction.
It has traction, just it has no weight in the back because it's a truck. That's why most trucks anymore are four-wheel drive so they can go.
Or front wheel drive. Yours is real weird.
Mine's rear wheel, which is
Well,
awful.
trucks aren't
My old
front
truck
wheel
was
drive
like that, too.
typically.
Usually they're four-wheel drive, or they have the option for four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Is usually what happens. Mine does not. So I have no weight in the back because it's a truck, and I have no four-wheel drive. So on a hill with a little bit of snow and wet and cold, like having to stop constantly made my truck just go.
People behind you.
Yeah.
Huh?
How many people were behind you?
I don't know, a whole bunch of people, and then
Whole
Dababa.
bunch.
Everyone was watching you,
Yeah.
Aaron.
So, but no, it wasn't me. Like I wasn't the front of the line. There was like an accident or something that I never saw.
yeah.
And then a whole
The reason you had
line.
to stop is because there was traffic stopped
Yeah,
in front
if they
of you.
weren't in the way, I could have just probably just kept going up. Because once I got to my road, which was not cleared and worse than any other roads I'd been on, I just kept going and kept the momentum and went all the way up and didn't really have an issue, you know.
Aaron, you need to put a tire on the back of your truck, and then the Baba can just push you up the hill.
And with their car,
Yeah.
no, that sounds like a bad
Sounds-
idea.
No, physics, that makes sense.
What? I need a
I mean, not as much sense as
probability
growing a gun.
negator or something.
No.
That's what I would
Negate
need.
the probability of damage.
Yeah, negate the probability of any damage happening or something.
That's a horrible idea, Rick.
So, yeah, see, the Baba. But
I
yeah,
think
she
it's a
was
good
stuck in
idea.
the line too, and it was just terrible. And it took me an hour. And I was so hungry. I was like, I can't wait to get home and eat. Melanie's making roast. It took me an hour.
That's why you were chanting roast?
Yes. Well, besides me, Eric just joined in, but I was
Okay.
chanting roast because it was for dinner. Eric just does it when he hears it.
Eric can just summon.
It's like our
things.
thing. That's our thing, right, Eric? What are you doing?
Summoned it right into my mouth.
It's like cud.
It is.
That wasn't
Ruminant.
that wasn't my favorite thing in the week. It was just an annoying
Yeah.
instance of something that happened.
Sure.
So
Honestly, the favorite thing for me, I guess, was just like this kind of roadmap into the future for a lot of these big franchises. Because so many of them are going to be streaming on Disney Plus, which means that we, unlike a movie, get to actually react to this stuff live, which is super exciting. You know, when it comes to like being a reaction channel that primarily does like television and stuff, you know, after Game of Thrones, you know, went away, there wasn't that like huge. Well, what's the big video that everybody's looking forward to this year? And luckily, it became Mandalorian, which I was so happy about. But then I'm like, okay, well, it's just that. But now it seems like it's going to be that, hopefully, once every 2 months or so.
sure. And there might be alternating things. Like it's
Yeah.
possible we could have some Disney Marvel stuff and then some Star Wars stuff, and like maybe you could have both at the same time. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
A Marvel series and a Star Wars series having the same time?
I mean, you know,
It
with
is
it all
future.
being on Disney Plus, it's not going to want to compete with itself. But I imagine you could have like one thing going on a month, and then some
Yeah.
crossover.
And
Yeah.
Maybe in
Marvel,
the
Marvel,
new-
Marvel, Star Wars, Star Wars, Marvel,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Maybe in the new Doctor Strange movie, there's a crossover because it's multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
So it brings in Star Wars. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
They just combine their franchises into one.
It would be great if fucking Benedict Cumberbatch went to some point in the Clone Wars and he gets to talk to D. Bradley Baker. That would be amazing. I would love that.
That would be good. He's right.
For no reason,
I
but
suppose.
it would be great.
So what's this? It'd be fun. You know, that was a really good thing. I enjoyed that a lot too. I don't remember when we did it, but my Christmas tree's up. Was that up last week?
No, you didn't bring it up.
I don't know. We decorated our Christmas tree. We also started getting all that stuff situated and whatnot for Christmas, because that's like next week.
I put a
Next
tiny
week?
tree up
Tiny tree.
on my porch. I've got like a glassed-in porch.
Oh, okay. It's like you just put a tiny tree outside, like where they grow naturally.
Christmas.
Well, I mean, you bring a tree inside where it doesn't grow naturally.
Yeah, I know, but I
It,
brought
it would be
in.
more natural for it to be
I
outside.
brought it in to decorate my house. You just took it out.
I'm
and left it
decorating
there.
my house, not
That's good.
not my room.
So speaking of next week, the Twitch schedule is going to change a little.
Okay.
Because we're
Right.
not going to have a stream on Thursday
Yeah. So, yeah.
or on Friday because it's Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Yep.
So we will be home.
Yep.
So less streams next week, right?
Except
No. Not well. I mean, one less, I guess.
One fewer.
Oh,
Yeah. So we won't have Thursday or Friday, but we will have on Saturday. I'm going to be doing Assassin's Creed for like 6 hours. Did we talked about a time that's going to be starting?
I
mean, that's up to you.
I think.
Yeah. I need to make sure I get that solidified.
I think you
Future
gave
Eric needs to know that.
I think you
Yeah.
gave an estimated time, but
I was thinking about going a little later in the day as opposed to earlier. So maybe like from 3 to 9 or something like that may be good.
3 to 9.
Yeah. Play Assassin's Creed. And then you're going to be streaming on Sunday,
I'm supposed to
correct?
stream on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to play.
No?
I don't know.
We probably finish squadrons, you think? Or
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might
That
have
would probably do it.
I could have that done maybe, but I don't know if I want to play it on Sunday because that's my Monday game right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to play.
Yeah, if you play it and finish it Sunday, then when are you going to play Monday?
I don't know.
You're
I have
just
to figure out.
in the same seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just like I don't know what I'm playing Monday now. So I need to figure out what I'm going to play. I still have some games I haven't finished yet, but
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Like Phoenix Rising.
or if there's like a cool game I can play and beat in 6 hours, or don't know.
There's quite a few
Yeah.
that could be done.
Force Unleashed 2. It's a short one.
Force Unleashed 2. I've already beaten Force Unleashed 2.
I'm just trying to
Beat it
think,
again?
like, what's the short game I know?
It was.
Speedrun it, Aaron.
It was a short one. I have not done the Pokemon DLC. That is true.
Dark Souls 2.
I don't think I can beat Dark Souls 2 on Sunday. I don't think I can.
What's the speedrun of Dark Souls 2? Like how long to beat?
I don't know. The Dark Souls 1's like an hour or something. I'm like, how? How is it an hour? They're cheating. And they are. They're glitching through walls and shit.
Yeah.
So.
Has there ever been like a Santa game?
There was Elf Bowling. That was big
Elf Bowling.
back
It
in
was
the day.
big.
Yeah. You don't remember Elf Bowling?
Yeah.
No.
The main story is like 45 hours, Aaron. I don't think you could do that in
For
24
Elf
hours.
Bowling?
No.
Yeah.
45 hours.
No.
Bowling with elves.
He's talking
What?
about
No.
Dark Souls 2.
I was like, how
No.
could you get 45 hours out of
Bowling.
that?
No, Eric.
That's a
I bowl for
completionist.
30 minutes. I'm like, I'm done.
It's a thing Calvin does. Like when we'll talk about something, and then he'll look it up, and then we move on, but then he'll make sure to bring that up.
Well,
But then
I would have just gotten the
sometimes-
results.
Sometimes the confusion is intertwined.
So you want me to look up Elf Bowling now? Okay.
Chat is all about Elf Bowling.
All right.
There-
Uh,
There's 10 Santa Claus appearances in video games, but I can't find like Santa games.
Like, is there a Santa game where you like deliver presents and shoot
I'm sure there
Probably,
is.
like Krampus?
I'm sure there's a Flash game.
But I don't know if there's like a
Somewhere.
release. I've been playing more Hitman 2 recently again.
Can you just make a Santa game? By the way, like no one owns that.
no one
Yeah.
owns. No one
Yeah.
owns
You don't have to get a license.
Santa
Santa's in the
licenses?
public domain.
Yeah, it seems like it'd just be a great idea to make a Santa game because everybody knows Santa. There's your marketing right there.
This has a list of holiday-themed games to play during Christmas,
Yeah.
which say Super Mario Odyssey's Snow Kingdom, Overwatch Winter Wonderland, which I haven't played that in a long time, Destiny 2, Dead Rising 4,
Okay.
Hitman 2,
Yep, Hitman 2.
Holiday Hoarders. And then there's Escapist, Santa's Sweatshop, and Santa's Shakedown.
Jeez.
There you go, Eric.
Is that like a way out?
I guess I'm thinking of like you could do like a Santa like RTS where you have your like armies of elves building toys and delivering them, and maybe there's like a competing Santa
Oh, here you go, Eric.
and you kill the other one when you win. Yeah.
There is one called Merry Gear Solid.
Okay.
It's a part Metal Gear Solid parody, part stealthy Christmas adventure called Merry Gear Solid. Free way to spend a little time laughing at dumb video game jokes and sneaking past kids on the naughty list. And it has a sequel that can be downloaded as well.
Huh.
I've never heard of that one.
Learn something new every day.
I
Play
can
that
think
Sunday.
of a few like Halloween games. Like there's Costume Quest, which I feel like is one of like the definitive Halloween games. But yeah, I don't know there's been a major release for like a Christmas one.
Well, you say Costume Quest, Grubbins on Ice is on this list, Rick.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Grub is on ice.
So, yeah. True, there were Home Alone games. I've played the Home Alone games before.
Oh God, for the SNES?
Yeah, on the SNES.
Oof.
Home Alone 2, right? Escape from New York or
The only
whatever.
thing I remember about those games is like I don't know why these are enemies on this map. I can't
mean?
remember exactly what the enemies were.
I think it was like vacuum cleaners and
Yeah.
stuff, right?
There were vacuum cleaners and stuff. There were bellhops and stuff trying to catch you. At the end of one of the levels, you had to fight a chef. Remember that? And you knock his pants down.
Jeez. That's how you defeat him?
You make it. You're sounding like this is perfectly reasonable.
Well, I mean, you're trying to escape.
Your
And you-
first one was vacuum cleaners
Well, I mean, you got to be when you're a kid. Your vacuum cleaners can be scary.
Are
by
they?
themselves.
I mean, if
Running
one's
amok?
running around, if one just came through here, would you be like, "What the fuck?" And it starts
think I
chasing
could
after
beat
you.
it.
I'd be running too. I'd be scared.
I
Scared,
feel like,
Eric.
I feel like the
yeah, I
vacuum
can
cleaner
beat it.
thing is like the little girl ghost thing. Eric
mean-
thinks you just grab it and punch it.
Did you
until
ever
it
watch-
stops.
A vacuum cleaner? I'd
Yeah.
beat the fuck out of a vacuum cleaner, Calvin.
See?
Rick, what's that?
They're made to be handled.
What's that Stephen King movie?
I don't know, but I saw it at your house. I was terrified of vacuums. If it's the same one I'm thinking of.
I don't know. But I'm just saying.
You talking about when the car is?
You're
Maximum
talking about
overdrive.
maximum overdrive.
I mean,
that.
yeah, a car is scary.
Well, yeah, but that was vending machines, vacuum cleaners, lawnmowers, all kinds of shit, Eric.
I'm gonna look up
I did see a horror movie
How
when I was a kid
many
where a vacuum
deaths
cleaner like ate people.
from vacuum machines ever. Death by robot. Death by vacuum cleaner.
Does it count if it's a vacuum cleaner used in an autoerotic death? Does that count?
No,
Because I see that on my list.
because if it's chasing me, I'm not like I'm gonna fuck this thing.
Eric, you don't know.
I'm gonna have it choke me. No, I don't think so.
So what
Like,
household?
If a car is coming at me with its own free will, I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna die. But I feel like if a vacuum was like, I can just be like.
So
knock
what
it
household
over.
appliance would you be the most afraid of?
You're not gonna tell me of an army of Roombas can
Like a
drive
iron
on in there.
is scary.
An
You
iron?
mean,
Yeah.
you mean
Okay.
that would like come alive and come after me?
Yeah.
An iron can't move.
Well,
A
let's say
vacuum
that-
cleaner can't either.
It has wheels, Eric. If it's alive, it can roll anywhere at once. Maybe it can open up its little sucker and just.
Let's say
How will that hurt you?
I don't know. This one, it says it cut off a man's penis.
Where?
This vacuum cleaner autoerotic is death.
Let's say that it was like
Severed his
possessed,
penis.
right?
Uh-huh.
So like it was possessed by a spirit and it could like float
Okay, vacuum
Float.
cleaner can float.
or whatever. Like what household thing?
I
you
feel
want
like
to-
an iron is pretty terrible
Iron would
because
be
it can
not
just
very
burn
fun.
you instantly.
Yeah.
Regardless of like a vacuum cleaner's like floating at me. I feel like does it have a supernatural power to overpower me?
It could like hit you.
Because that's just I'm scared of a demon,
yeah.
regardless of what it's possessing.
What?
But if a vacuum cleaner could float, that's just all it can do. It can float. I feel like it's just a vacuum cleaner.
Well, if
Yeah.
all an iron can do, why is that scary?
Because it's hot and it hurts you one touch.
But-
It can't
Only
be
when it's
plugged
plugged
in while
in.
it's floating in the
That's
air.
the
but the
thing,
vacuum
like-
cleaner can?
I would not want to be clubbed by a Kirby vacuum cleaner because those things are heavy as
yeah.
hell.
What if it lands on you?
Well, in that case, like
have-
an oven or a stove would be.
What about okay? If
like
you're
a
just,
gas oven? It rips off the wall. It leaves those gas pipes open. It's just venting gas into your house. Then it comes after you. It lands on you, pins you down, and then strikes up the burners,
ignites.
and your house blows up. You're dead. Everything you love is destroyed.
I guess.
It's much worse than just a refrigerator tilting over
What
on you.
about one
It's
of
like,
those like as long if the power can stay on the item and it's floating through the house? What
Yeah.
about one of those damn knives that like?
Oh, a
That's
turkey
yeah.
carver?
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
those
turkey
are
carver.
terrible.
Yeah, much worse than a vacuum cleaner.
Or
That's like a
Maybe
kitchen chainsaw.
a propane torch that used for cooking.
Yeah. Now, if it can go through the air, like, does it have like some kind of like supernatural force where you can't like hit it out of the sky or something, or is it like gonna go through the stick I found? I got a lot of sticks in my house.
What?
Like, okay, let's say
You have a lot of sticks in your
let's
house?
say one of those electric knives are coming at me.
Okay.
I grab something to like hit it out of the way. Does it like have a supernatural force like I can't get out of the way? I'm just like, I have to run.
I would say it has the same durability as it would unpossessed.
Gotcha.
Unpossessed.
It's just as if an
Yeah.
invisible, super strong man were holding it.
Sure.
Like you could like hit it and try to bat it out of the way,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't move very far.
Okay. And in this scenario, am I seeing it coming at me, or am I unaware and it attacks?
You're unaware.
I'm unaware.
You're
See,
making.
when I think of the
you're
vacuum
making
cleaner, I
brisket.
think of it like coming from around the bend over there and slowly coming at me, and I'm like, you know.
Well, you would hear the vacuum cleaner.
That's
Slowly.
true.
Yeah, but
you can hear the electric knife.
Yeah.
We need like a. This is like a.
That sounds like an air raid siren, Calvin.
No, that's the vacuum going because it's floating. It's not.
it's not too
It's
bad.
not getting bogged down by the carpet.
If you would have went into the and then started back up, it would have been.
yeah,
the air
it
raid
would have
siren.
been, but it's not being bogged down by the carpet, so it's not like.
All right, Calvin. All right.
It's just.
all right. All right.
Up
I'm
in
just
the
thinking
air.
of
Thank
like
you, Michael
death
Winslow.
battle rules where like
You're
two
welcome.
people enter.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I bet you I could beat the fuck out of a vacuum cleaner.
I think like pan with
See, this-
boiling oil in it would be real bad.
That's not an appliance, though.
Eric, I want to get a lawnmower or not a lawnmower, a vacuum cleaner.
Sure.
And then your job is to beat the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And I want to see if like you
Here,
make
here's
it.
what you're allowed to do. You can get a vacuum cleaner, and you can have the guys from BattleBots modify it,
Ooh.
but only to move.
Okay. But can it pull out like its little hose and?
I'll grant the little hose that sucks at a reasonable pace.
No, they put like a gasoline motor on the vacuum, like sucks circles of your skin off.
See, that's too much. I feel like that's against what I just laid out.
I'm saying, like maybe it can suck harder than it could before. I don't know.
Yeah, but
This magical comet crosses the sky, turns our vacuums into killing machines, Eric.
Then I should be afraid of the comet. Because what else has it affected?
No, the comet went by. It's gone. Now vacuums are alive.
It only had time
affected
to affect the
vacuum
vacuums.
cleaners.
Every brand of vacuum and every style. Upright, floor vacuum,
Would
Roomba.
it kill me and then clean me up so that there's no evidence?
What if there's an army of vacuums? Like, what if like an army of Roombas came driving in through here?
What's the Roomba going to do once it gets to me?
I don't know. Suck up your feet. I don't know. Start at the toes.
Could I step on it? Because I will break a Roomba.
I mean, you can step on one, but can you step on all of them, Eric? That's the thing.
Probably.
about-
It's kind of like floor is
How
lava.
about 100 Roomba-sized
what if
That's
you
kind of
stoves?
like, I don't know.
What happens when he tries
Or
to
one
jump?
stove-sized Roomba.
No, we're not doing that. What happens when you try to run over them, and then they start moving, you slip, you fall, now you're on the ground, you level with them.
Okay,
now they're
so
all coming in.
Oh,
let's
no,
say a
now they've
Roomba
got
is
little bits of
programmed.
my hair.
Not like normal when it moves away from things, but a Roomba is programmed. I'm on the floor and a Roomba is programmed
To eat
to
you.
roll over me.
Yes.
It couldn't.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
would just hit me and be like,
Stove-sized
"Eh."
Roomba.
I know, but like you're giving all these things like, well, I'm like, it's not dangerous. And like, well, what if it was? I'm like, okay, then I grant it's dangerous.
Meanwhile, above it is just a saw blade just swinging around.
That's BattleBots.
Fuck.
And it's still inferior
right.
to the one BattleBot that just flips people over. I love that one.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
not
best
if,
one.
not if when you flip me, like this one,
Yeah.
it can still drive.
Gotcha.
Now I'm better and you're inferior.
So after this conversation has been had, at the end of the day, we return back to
What
I'm
were we talking
not
about?
afraid of a vacuum cleaner coming at me.
Okay.
Yeah. You're always not afraid of whatever it is.
Reasonable things. I granted the truck.
Hey, a vacuum that's flying through the air is not reasonable in any way.
But that's more like, did someone throw it? Does
No,
it have a
it's flying under
supernatural
its
power
own
to
power.
fling itself and it's crazy?
It's semi-sentient and it is sinister. It's coming after
Yeah.
you to kill you.
Dude, a sentient, sinister vehicle. That's the maximum overdrive.
That's Christine.
Yeah, that's scary. But a vacuum
Yeah,
cleaner,
Christine, maximum overdrive.
just getting sentience doesn't make it so that it can push itself or be strong or not fall over.
Did you? How are the cars driving, Eric?
I'm just saying, like the
They're
car is
driving
just.
under their own power.
It could just be like someone like pressing the things that the car already does. Like a vacuum cleaner couldn't mince me into meat, but a car just rolling forward could kill me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to add more to the vacuum cleaner to make it dangerous.
No, I don't know if you do.
The element of surprise.
Yeah.
I feel like
It shoves its tube down your throat while you're asleep and
Yeah.
vacuums all the air out of your lungs so you suffocate.
you don't realize how much I have in there. I'll be fine for a year.
A year.
You're not made of air, Eric.
I'll fill it up before it takes everything out. I'll tell you that.
What if you have a severe dust allergy and it expels dust?
Oh, what if it doesn't suck? What if it blows?
What if it
And
inflates you like a balloon until you
Yeah.
pop?
I think I could suck back. I could blow back and win.
You can outblow
I
it.
can outblow a vacuum
You
cleaner.
can start a leaf blower.
I got strong lungs.
I don't think you could.
All right.
Your lungs are finite.
All right. New test. I don't want to buy a vacuum cleaner anymore and
I
have
do.
Eric beat it up.
I
wanna
wanna watch
buy one,
him-
and we're gonna see who can suck or blow better.
Yeah.
Eric re-vacuum.
All right, I concede.
I don't know how we got on that topic. Oh yeah, Santa stuff.
Santa.
Santa games. Anyway.
So yeah, does it make sense that there's a vacuum cleaner enemy in the Home Alone game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it
All
does. It's
I got my
scary.
answer. Well, I
Now-
guess
now-
it could
sure.
blow inside Macaulay Culkin's mouth. So
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, if a kid's small enough, it could suck him up and hurt him. And then the other people hunting him can get him.
Have you seen those vacuums that they drive and clean up the streets with? Those would kill
Oh,
you.
shit.
Street vacuums.
And it can drive under its own power, Eric.
That's like comparing like a little kid's like Hot Wheels car that goes to like a car.
I don't think you understand
It's,
what Hot Wheels
it's
cars
still a
are.
car.
No, not
you
Hot
call
Wheels.
It a Hot
what's
Wheels
what's like
car.
a little electric car that kids can drive in?
Power Wheels or whatever.
Something like that. That's like comparing that to an actual car.
Yeah.
As
Man,
a vacuum to a
I got-
street cleaner.
I got a really bad scrape on my leg from a kid driving a Hot Wheels car into it.
Were you a fully grown man?
It hurt, Eric.
It hurt a lot.
But who won the fight?
I mean, I punched the shit out of that little kid.
We do not condone
I'm
children
joking.
violence. So yeah, Home Alone. That's a good Christmassy game.
I don't know where to go from here.
So,
The only place to go is up.
well, since we're talking about games and everyone has now discussed what their favorite thing of the week was, I think. I don't know.
Yep.
Uh,
That conversation is my favorite.
yeah, there we go. We do have some gamey things that we missed. Some stuff from Disney stuff that we never really talked about in any of the videos that we had. So we have a few things like that to talk about. Two things that I wanted to kind of mention. I don't know if the trailers really work anymore once you know what it is, but like Fortnite just had their new stuff with the Mandalorian coming into it.
Yeah.
But two things that they showed for DLC in the Game Awards was that they were going to be bringing in Master Chief, which has already been available.
What?
And then the most recent one I think that they just made available was their Daryl and Michonne.
Oh,
Walking Dead.
sweet.
So they brought in Walking Dead crossover and Halo crossover into Fortnite.
Okay.
All
nice.
the meanwhile of having Bounty Hunter, Mandalorian,
Yeah.
trying to get his best car. You know,
Nice. That's
so
cool.
is Master? If you play Fortnite on PS4, can you access Master Chief?
I believe so.
Interesting.
I'm not sure actually. I haven't looked into seeing like if he's. I know he's available on PC.
Sure.
I don't know if he's available on PS4 or not, but maybe.
I mean, if the game has the license to use it, and they have crossplay,
I think it's just a
I would
crossover
assume
event
that
where- yeah.
you can just do that.
Chad is
So-
saying that there's another inclusion as well.
Not from the Game Awards that I saw.
Oh, they're saying Kratos in Fortnite.
Oh, I saw that one from a while.
Is that
Like right
original
before the Game
Kratos or
Awards.
is that God of War 4 Kratos? I wonder which one.
I'd imagine it's the newest one.
I think that one came out before the Game Awards did.
4. Okay, cool.
So that was kind of cool.
I mean, this sound cool. The Walking Dead and Mando and Kratos and that, but I never. The only Fortnite game I've ever played was that thing we had to jump on at E3. That was the only Fortnite game I've played.
I've been playing Fortnite a little bit with Leon and Colson.
Yeah.
They've been playing, and they were like, "Dad, do you want to play?" So I hop on my PC, and then Colson's been playing on the PC, and then Leon's been playing on the Switch.
Now, do you think that like promotions like that, putting those characters into that game, is that rewarding people that already play Fortnite, or is that bringing in new players? Like, I gotta play
I think it's both.
Michonne.
I think both.
Yeah.
I think it's new content that you can buy that doesn't necessarily affect anything because most
Yeah.
of it's all just skins and
Sure.
You know, my pickaxe now looks like this instead.
It's
or-
going to keep players who have been playing interested for longer, and it's
Yeah.
going to excite players who haven't played by the new content that's bringing in.
And the way they also do it too is I've been looking more into it with my kids playing with like story of Fortnite, where
Okay.
like through the seasons and chapters that they have like a storyline where like originally I was just like, oh, here's this little island, everyone fights on it, it's a battle royale.
Yeah.
But they're like there's like a storyline that's going on. It's almost like Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah.
Where like when zombies first started, you're just like, oh, it's a zombie game. You try to hold off as long as you can. But as they went more and more, there was like story elements and tidbits of information of like, look, these characters did this, and then they caused the zombies, and then things happened and whatever else, which is kind of cool. But
I saw on YouTube there was a compilation. Someone edited together all the cutscenes and made like the Fortnite movie.
yeah,
It was like an hour and 20 minutes
Like-
long or something.
there's characters and organizations and stuff that they've done for like the first season or so, first 2 seasons. I think they're in season 5 now, where like there were different organizations. One guy was trying to do this or that. There was talk that the story led into that the whole thing was a simulation and there was real world outside of it and stuff. And then like they did this weird crossover event where they brought in Marvel stuff too, and like it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on with like weird portal dimensional things and multi universes and stuff. And but there's a storyline with all of
Yeah.
it, following like this Jonesy guy.
So I mean, I'm a big God of War fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but having those inclusions in there don't make me like feel the need to like, oh, I gotta go try this game out.
Yeah.
But what does?
Yeah, see, I was trying to think of that. I don't think there's ever been a game that added a character that like I wasn't interested in, and
Yeah.
then them adding that character got me interested in.
Sure, like it's never happened, but if it were to happen, what's the character? What's the skin? Like Tommy Wiseau.
That's the first one that came to my mind, but
Yeah.
I don't think it would.
But do you think it would? Is there
I
a
don't think
character
it
that
would.
does it?
Like if they added you into the game, like would you play a game just because you were in it?
I would,
Wait, so like they add me,
Fuck
Eric
yeah, I
Whiteley,
would. Yeah.
from Blonde Wave in the game,
Yeah.
yeah, I would play it.
and I would play it on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
I think I would.
wouldn't-
That's it. That's I guess that's my level.
Okay.
Vanity.
Vanity. Yeah. No, I mean, I got the battle pass and stuff when I was playing with the kids for the Mandalorian one. I was like, oh, Mandalorian, that's cool. I haven't played for a while, so I did that. And I was like, I love Star Wars. Let me check this out.
Although it has worked the other way, where playing as the Fire Emblem characters in Smash got me to really want to play the Fire Emblem games.
Yeah, that's the only reason I ever knew anything about Fire Emblem was that. Yeah.
So you don't think that Fire Emblem guys showing up in Fortnite would make you play Fortnite?
No.
But if you were playing Fortnite and you played as a bunch of other... See, the difference, though, is, like, the skins and stuff don't really have a difference. In Smash Brothers, at least, like, you're getting a feel for, like, the characters and their abilities, and they're like, man, how the hell does this person, like, expand their legs like this, you know? And what the hell she does, and how does she have water, and why does she turn into a dragon sometimes? And, like, you don't know what's going on. But then you play the game, and you're like, man, I really want to play the game and try it out and see what it's about.
Okay, I got one. They add Godzilla. And not like a small version that just like works as the model. They just add a mode where it's 1 versus... How many people can play that game? 60?
I don't know, 100 or something?
And you just get to play as Godzilla. Like Rampage. And that's it. You'd probably try that out for one game, right?
It's like 1 versus 99.
Maybe.
They have to like
That'd be pretty cool.
collect
could be.
weapons and stuff.
It could be cool.
What if you had to fight Godzilla?
Or a giant Tommy Wiseau.
Godzilla-sized Tommy Wiseau.
And you're just like...
Or
doing
100
stuff.
No,
Tommy
now I
Wiseau
need a
sized
game
Godzillas.
that's a kaiju fighting game with Godzilla versus giant Tommy Wiseau.
That
See,
would be
Rick,
pretty good.
you get Tommy Wiseau in there, and then you give him some emotes and stuff, and like when you win, he starts going cheep, 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 and stuff like that. He throws a football for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, like I want parallel dimensions to exist solely so that could maybe exist.
So you can... Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
There's a parallel dimension where Tommy Wiseau replaces
Tom
Keanu
Cruise.
Reeves' place in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Oh man.
There's a parallel dimension where the entire world is Tommy Wiseau.
no,
7 billion people.
no, you
Yep.
can't do that.
You can't.
That's impossible.
That's how Infinity works.
No, I don't
It
know if
is.
it is.
I don't think that's a possibility.
Not only is it a possibility, but there would be, in true Affinity, there would be an infinite amount of universes that have that.
I don't know how in the world is there an infinite possibility.
I don't think
so
I'm-
that you could have the whole world is me.
I don't think
Like
that
there's
every
a million,
generation of people that were alive today would name their kids, and their kids
think-
would name their kids, and their
Well-
kids would name their kids Tommy Wiseau.
Like,
no, I don't think that's not what he's saying, right? You're
What if
saying
you get to
just
another-
Tommy Wiseau. Like you get cloning.
well, yeah. Like imagine you get
It's-
another reality, and in that reality, there's no war, and instead of all the scientific and money spent on war, it's instead spent on cloning technology, and they decide that Tommy Wiseau is the prime candidate.
Well, they definitely wouldn't do that.
I mean, I guess it can
He-
work, but
It
It's not
works.
gonna- there's
It's-
not going to
He
be
admitted
any,
it.
it's ridiculous.
There will
and I
be-
hope that that's not a reality. I feel terrible for those people that live in that reality.
Thus Infinity.
So you're telling
I-
me that that's how they just life goes on by they just clone Tommy Wiseau, and that's all
Yeah.
that life is anymore.
I don't think that there's going to be any great hunt, and Tommy Wiseau is going to win that.
But
In-
in an infinite
They watch his.
in an infinite multiverse, there is something like that on one of those worlds.
Well, those people
Yeah,
are
well,
wrong and
people
should perish.
People were just engulfed in his sex scenes and his ability to, like they were like, it's him.
Infinite
He's the
parallel
one
universes.
to save humanity. We need his sex capabilities to create humans.
Either that or it's overpopulated, and they teach stomach sex to try to cut down all the babies.
Oh my gosh, man!
In the tabletop RPG Eclipse
dumb.
phase, there is an adventure that takes place on like a satellite where it's just clones of one person. Like that's all it's populated by.
Huh.
Now, the only way that works is if we grant that there is an infinite amount of parallel dimensions, which we can't. We don't know. But if there was, then yes, that makes sense.
I don't want to agree to any of that. Oh man.
I forgot what we were talking about again.
Well, we were talking about some game stuff. So we have some more game things too. One of which that we never reacted to or talked about was the Mass Effect trailer that they put out.
Yeah.
So we should watch that and then talk about that a little bit, which I believe everyone got linked in the thingamabobber. In the thingamabobber.
Who here has played Mass Effect?
No.
I have.
I don't, Aaron. I don't see anything from your computer.
Did you plug my HDMI back in?
I thought I did.
Maybe you didn't.
Maybe. Does it look plugged
We are
in?
going to
I
check
don't know, I can't
out
tell. I
this
gotta-
Mass Effect teaser. which we won't have the same reaction as someone that is watching this live and has no idea what's going to happen. But it's the next best thing.
True. Rick, yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's plugged in. It's
Yeah.
the blue HDMI cable.
Calvin, can you get audio to me somehow then? Or
I can
Eric?
try, yeah.
I can. Oh, I don't think you plugged it in all the way.
No, I see it now, Aaron.
Yeah, I think you just put the tip in.
Well,
Just a tip. Do you have audio now?
nope.
Well, there shouldn't be any audio, right?
I have it from Aaron,
Okay.
but I'm also not watching Aaron.
The hell? I don't have audio.
Yay!
Oh no, wait, I know why not.
All right, I'm switching over.
I have a lot of stuff going on here with testing and
so
practices.
funny.
Yeah,
There we go.
I'm
I'm good.
definitely gonna get into Mass Effect once the remaster comes out.
Yep.
Whether that's on stream or not, I can't say.
All right. I'm queued up, and I think I'm ready.
Alrighty,
I'm ready.
everyone's good then.
Yep.
It's just me and Eric in Discord. All right,
Oh, we're getting in Discord?
it makes it easier to hear, especially for
Okay.
Eric.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Hello.
if everyone's ready, Rick, are you good?
I'm getting into Discord.
So this
I'm
is
in.
the Mass
This
Effect
is for the
official
Mass
teaser trailer from the Game Awards 2020.
Yes. Everyone ready? We'll start in 3, 2, 1, start.
Whoa.
Space.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched.
Roger, copy. Eagle Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Whoa.
Observe station. Unknown vessel approaching.
It's sold.
Protocol.
Humanity now stands as partners in the galaxy.
Axis is
With
away.
a synth.
Godspeed.
Oh, no, what happened? Oh, that was cool.
Pros, Aaron.
I like the music.
7.
It's one of those things.
What? Okay. That's a. I know there's blue chicks in that, right? I see
Indeed.
a blue chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mass Effect will continue.
We'll continue. Okay. Interesting. Now, does this take into account the fourth Mass Effect game?
You talking about Andromeda?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
That was the one no
I
one
believe
liked.
I don't know what else came out for this.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the downfall that we have is that we knew that this was Mass Effect, whereas like when they're showing probably like new announcement, whatever.
Like I would
they
have
pop into
recognized
that,
it
you'd
when
be
I
like,
saw
oh,
that.
What's this? There's space and there's stuff going on.
When I saw the N7 thing, I would have been like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I know what that
like,
is."
it gets to the point where like, oh damn,
Just
you know?
osmosis,
It's
though.
the same idea of like the Final Fantasy VII trailer. Whenever no one knew that was coming, it was a big deal when you realized, oh my god, this is Final Fantasy VII. So
Gotcha.
it's announcing that there will be another Mass Effect game. I don't know if they've announced where it's going to stand
Okay.
or anything yet.
All I know is that is a character from Mass Effect, like the character at the end there. So it seems to be continuing the storyline from the first 3 games.
The first 3.
So that's
okay.
a character that's recognizable from the games.
Yes.
See, the only thing that I felt like I recognized from the little bit that I had played was that the debris I thought was one of their like jump things. Like, don't they have like they have to get in a thing and that's how they launch into like hyperspace or whatever.
Mhm.
That's what it looked like to me. It was one of those.
Yeah.
And then the other thing looked like that one of those bio. They have like a bio
that,
thing, right?
The N7 thing, I think, was from a
like a chess piece.
a chess piece. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a suit.
Gotcha.
Chesney Block Onyx says supposedly it connects the Shepherd trilogy and Andromeda.
Okay.
So that'd be
I
interesting.
would like
'cause-
that too, because I didn't really get into Andromeda. I played a little bit because Carmen had it, but I didn't really get into it because it felt so disconnected from the Mass Effect universe.
It's one of those things where like I think with could the same thing, and we talked about this before, could the same thing happen with like Star Wars? Like can a Star Wars show or movie work being disconnected from everything? You know, or should it have ties to something else and keep people invested in like I think it works like Mandalorian. You're in little areas and you're getting little bits of tidbits and stuff kind of around information you already know. You know, Clone Wars was the same thing where it's like you're getting new information around characters you already know. But if you just went to a whole new planet and just told a story of characters you've never heard of,
Like-
and there's no crossover or anything,
Like Knights of the Old Republic.
like would that hold people as well? You know, whereas I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah.
But even Knights of the Old Republic though kind of helped with some Sith lore and you know like some stuff with that a little bit, but
Yeah.
not a ton. It didn't really have anyone new, you know, or not anyone old that you know of. So
I mean, we might find out with the like prequel stuff that's coming out, right?
true, yeah. Well, with the High Republic and
The
whatnot,
High-
but
yeah.
even still, they might have tie-ins to, you know, if it's only 500 years in the past, 900 years old was Yoda. You know, like
Yeah,
he
true.
could still be there. You could have him show up, and then you still have that little connection.
Did you intentionally say that backwards, like Yoda? 900 years old was Yoda.
So it'd be interesting to see, like.
Now there's a remaster of the first 3 games coming out, isn't there?
Coming
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
that's what I thought this was at first. It
Oh,
was just
okay.
the remaster trailer,
Gotcha.
but this is
That's what
a
I also
new game.
thought it was when I saw it in the original stuff we reacted to.
Yeah,
I'd be
It was not.
interested to check that. I've always wanted to play Mass Effect, but it's been a while now since released that first game. So a remaster might be good.
yeah.
Yeah, with no moon buggy.
Nope, that'll be in there.
Improved Moon Buggy.
Improved.
The Mako is awesome. I love the
A
Mako.
moon buggy sounds
I am
great.
unashamed of loving the Mako.
I always hear whenever we come about, Rick always says moon buggy, but that sounds great.
Eric,
Sounds.
I hope you enjoy all of the game as much as I enjoy all of the
Okay.
game.
I don't tend to enjoy things, Calvin, so I don't know.
So yeah, so maybe at some point we'll get to watch Mass.
Boy.
We'll get to play Mass Effect. I haven't played it. It's been on my list of something I've been wanting to kind of check out, but I have not yet. Rick, you didn't or did?
I played the first one. I got about, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours in before the 360 died.
Oh, the Red Ring Proof one.
Yep,
It was that one, huh?
Gotcha.
I see.
All right. Well, another one that I wanted to check out
Another one.
was called. We have the link here. It's called Ghost and Goblins Resurrection, which is a game I've talked about in the past. Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah. Yours is Ghouls and Ghosts.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which was
Yeah.
the sequel. The NES had ones that I think was called Ghosts and Goblins.
Indeed, it did.
So this one is going to be on the Switch.
Yeah, originally started as an arcade series.
Yes. But the one in Super NES, so hard.
There was also a PS2 one too. Maximo something of Glory, which was like a 3D version of it, which was not terrible, but it was so hard.
Was that the one that had like a weird shield on a yo-yo?
That was Rygar, which
Rygar.
was a PS2 remake of a NES game.
That was also a 3D thing,
Yeah,
I think.
but no, the Ghosts and Goblins one was Maximo something, and like
Yeah.
you know, you got hit so many times you went down to your underwear.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that a little bit. Alrighty, well, let's get ready for this. It's Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. Everyone ready?
Yep.
I am ready.
All right, start in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, that music.
There he is.
It's pretty all right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay, it kind of reminds me of the Mega Man remake art style.
I like the way it looks. Oh my gosh, it reminds me so much of Super Nintendo.
He runs
That
so
looks-
slow.
that looks great.
Oh no, he's in his
no, he's in
underwear.
God.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Rock turtles.
like some
Oh, no,
Avatar.
the icy places. Yeah, dude, so much of this
Yeah.
reminds me
Something
exactly
about
of the Super
art style and
Nintendo.
the animation's not doing it for me. But
It feels like
it feels like a Monty Python animation, doesn't it?
I was just gonna say that it feels like the paper
Huh.
sheet animation that they did in Monty Python.
Nope.
Oh, shit, I paused it.
Oh,
He's Naruto.
Hey, turn them all to toads!
Yup.
That's crazy.
Okay. I mean, I never played the original game. I like whenever a new game tries to capture a feeling of those old platformers. You know, like there's something about like the way he was moving. Like, yep, that feels like an old game.
yeah.
having-
It's rough in that because it's not as bad as Castlevania, the early ones, where you have no control after the jump. In this one, you have another jump after the jump. But
Yeah.
after that second jump, no control over your own destiny. It's locked in.
So the
Yeah.
speed that you were moving forward in the direction is the same as when you jumped.
You could jump, and then you could jump back.
Yeah.
But once you did that second jump, you had no change of anything.
Yeah.
So
Hard as hell.
the first jump, you had no change of anything either, except for your second jump.
Right.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a tough game. It took a lot of, like, you really had to plan out how you were doing your jumps and what you wanted to do with it. But no, it was a lot of fun. I remember playing a lot, trying to beat Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and never did. Now, since I never played the first Ghosts and Goblins, I didn't recognize anything. But being Resurrection,
I recognized all of it.
okay. I was like,
Pretty
being
much.
Resurrection, I imagine it's kind of like a revamped, remade version of the first one.
I didn't recognize the frog, but
But-
everything else I did.
But yeah. But no, I don't know. I think I don't know. It might be something that maybe I'd try and see if I could beat I know it's going to be tough. It should be tough because that's what they were known for.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Like, and I think that kind of game can still be very successful. I think Cuphead sold well, which is also a very difficult 2D platformer.
Very much so. It did. I enjoyed that a lot. And the art style for Cuphead's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any issue with that art style, but so much of it does make me feel of Super Ghouls and Ghosts a lot. So, another one I caught a little bit of that looks interesting is this game called Evil West. So let's look at it real quick. Now this one I think is a new IP. I've never heard of it before.
What's that? What was that game for the PS2, Aaron?
Like the old Night
Dark something?
West.
Dark Watch.
Dark Watch.
Yeah, that
Dark
was on
Watch,
Xbox as well. I played
Yeah.
that.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right.
Dark Watch.
All right. Is everyone good?
I'm
Yep.
ready.
Rick, are you switching for Stream 2 to see the trailer or no?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't see a switch. I want to make sure. All right. If everyone's ready, we're going to do it in 3, 2, 1, play.
I think I saw the first part of this on YouTube. Yeah. I skipped right there.
That was the 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, it was. I was like, huh, what's this? Oh, it's a game thing.
Look at this. Look at that.
That's Wolverine claws.
So yeah, is this supposed to be first person, third person?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
He just stamped his
Stamped
face.
it.
Is it a battle
Oh,
royale?
it's a porcupine.
I don't think it's a battle royale.
Flash.
I think it's like an over the shoulder.
Oh, look at that.
Everything a Western needs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's Thor
Oh.
too.
All right.
Evil West. Okay. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. It's a Johnny Cash song.
What was that? That door was opening. It looked bad.
Could be.
But yeah. I don't know. I caught a beginning of that, and I was like, this trailer looks kind of cool, but I don't know anything about the game itself.
Well, at first I was like, are you really going to do another Western game so close to Red Dead Redemption? I mean,
Yeah, well, it seems
that's
very.
going to be a mistake. And then, oh, okay, you're not doing that.
It seems much more action oriented. I think it can also be a solo, and they're planning on it being a co-op as well.
Uh-huh.
So besides that, though, I don't know if it's supposed to be first person, third person, or exactly what. So
That game that I forgot the name of again already.
Dark Watch.
Dark Watch also had co-op as well, so
yeah, I think did you and I play that a little bit?
we did.
It
remember
was,
playing
yeah,
a
it was
little bit.
two-player co-op, right?
Yeah.
What game can you guys remember had the best cinematic trailer? Because, you know, cinematic trailers, like, you can't judge the game on them because they can be so different. But I immediately think of Assassin's Creed, and I immediately think of SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Gears of War has had some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
The one that comes to mind first is Dead Island.
Dead Island. That one was a great short film.
Yeah.
I love that one. Yeah.
So just cinematics like in the game or cinematics for the game?
A trailer, cinematic trailer.
The trailer for the game? Okay. Because I say the cinematics in like Final Fantasy VII don't look anything like the game itself. You know, like that
Yeah.
one was very different for me. Trying to think of a trailer that was like, oh my gosh, and then you play it. And
You know what
it's
one I
not what you
really
expect.
liked? There was like a Justice League or DC game.
DC Universe Online.
That had an awesome Yeah, that's what it was. Awesome cinematic trailer. I just
Yeah.
watched that, never played the game.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No, I mean, most of the MMOs, they have like these awesome trailers and
Yeah.
stuff too for what things look like and whatnot. But I mean, if you're relating what those look like to what the game itself looks like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
different.
no, yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. I just, just in terms of like a promotional cinematic trailer, like some of your favorites that have ever happened.
Yeah, I think was it Dead Island, the reverse one, right? That's
Yeah.
what you were talking about, Rick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dead Island.
That one was really cool. I always like the ones that are like, because that one I wasn't sure what it was right away, until it got to a point I'm like, oh, that's what this is. Dang, man, I don't know. I can't think of any others
Metro
right now.
Exodus.
I mean, there's been some good ones for like Metal Gear and Final Fantasy X, but like those are just showing bits of the gameplay,
Yeah.
so it's not exactly the same.
What about Smash Brothers 64?
Oh yeah.
Remember that one? It was just like some guys in a costume walking through a field, start kicking each other's ass.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking amazing. You ever see the old Legend of Zelda like music video commercials
I think so.
from Japan? Oh, those are great.
Crossfire.
That's
That's
not
just a
video
commercial
game.
for a toy.
They look cool. I don't know.
Yeah, the voiceover for Metro Exodus was Steve Bloom.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool. I did not know that.
Like me some Steve Bloom.
I don't know how good they were, but the Death Stranding trailers were something else.
Oh,
They were
really?
definitely something else.
They definitely were interesting. They were like 9 minutes long and ended 3 times.
I like the first couple, I'm like, okay, this is interesting, but I don't know what it was. By the time I got to the last one that we watched, I'm like, I'm done with this.
I was so confused.
I'm done watching this. I hope the game is good, but I'm done watching whatever the hell is happening.
Whatever the hell is happening. All right. The next one that I have on the list here. Let's see. Well, we have the Crimson Desert one as well, Rick, which I don't know anything about.
Yeah, well, we might want to stop this one a little early. Like it sort of peaks at a point, and then it just kind of goes and shows some gameplay and stuff. But it does that for a while.
I'm gonna say it's a 5-minute trailer.
Yeah.
I've heard a little bit about this as far as like the name, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I think I've just heard in passing of like Crimson Desert looked awesome.
Okay.
Is this? All right. Do everyone have it? Everyone good?
Yep.
Everybody in Discord again?
Yeah, I haven't left it.
Somebody left.
All
I
right.
did. I'm back.
All right. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, play.
So I believe this is the same studio that does Black Desert, which is an MMO.
Oh, Black Desert Online?
It landscapes look really good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty game.
Looks like a zoomed in RTS or something. Or like a better looking Mountain Blade, maybe?
Wouldn't take too much. Yeah, like the environments are just stunning.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
That looked like Kattegat, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. From Vikings.
Oh, wow.
That's an ogre.
Oh. Yeah, that was an orc. Like a half orc or something.
Looked like Shrek.
They had tusks, though. Shrek doesn't
That
have
would be
tusks.
the biggest surprise of the trailer if they just had a Shrek
Right.
game in this style.
Dude, that it's so
Very-
vast looking.
It's a very wide cinematic shot. Oh, it looks like Jerry, Eric.
Yeah, it all looks pretty good.
We see some like action,
Oh, there
fighting
you go.
or something.
It does show some fighting later on.
It's like Ned Stark.
The one guy I thought looked like Rob.
Yeah.
Had like the lines on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Huh.
It's just like a
It's like a
god
portal?
gate? Yeah.
What is this?
opening crawl? Oh, darn.
Oh, here you go. Here's fighting.
I'm not sure how early in development this is because the action looked a little framey to me.
Yeah, it looked.
Oh.
Yeah. Looks like they haven't like fully finished their animations and stuff. Some of the textures are glitching out, like the clothing. It's yeah.
It's
It
basically
still needs some work.
it's basically
but-
just this for the rest of it.
It's like they're covering up some of it with like blurs and flashes. But looks very like fast-paced.
So is this meant to be an MMO then as well?
I don't believe so, but honestly, I don't know for sure.
It feels like an MMO.
I think that it.
I don't know if it does.
No, I think it's just might take place in that universe, but I think it might be like a single player.
Oh. Arrows. I love arrows. Whoa, what in the world?
Oh, that was cool.
Ooh, puzzles.
Dragon.
Oh, dragon. You riding a dragon? Did you get on that?
Looked like a Skyrim dragon.
It kind of makes me think of Dragon's Dogma in some ways.
Eric's swinging.
Oh
We
God!
love that
Fucked up
in
by that bear.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah,
That lighting's really good.
Oh man, he's throwing a lightning bolt. Oh, environmental damage. It's like that game, mobile phone people keep trying to get me by.
Hi.
Yeah, what you downloaded. What is
What
that?
the fuck?
Who let
Is
that
that a
in?
giant rat?
I think it was like one of those things.
Dude, some of these
Looks like it
creatures
had
are crazy.
horns.
That was like a humanoid deer looking thing. Whoa. Are you flying that or are you just surviving?
I think it's a mixture.
So I have no idea what this is though. Everything else could fit into the same world, I feel like, but I'm not sure what's going on here.
I don't know. If some guy like came out of a nothing place like that, I wouldn't draw my sword.
And nothing
Crimson
place.
Desert.
Winter 2021. Okay.
Huh.
No, it looks interesting. I mean, it's got a lot of there's a lot of like nice looking stuff there. It definitely is in early development. Like in the very beginning, it said what actual in-game and gameplay footage, work in progress.
Yeah.
You know, so like they're working on things. So the combat can probably be smoothed out and whatnot. But like, I mean, environment-wise, like the electricity and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff looked like really good. I thought.
Chat says it will have some sort of multiplayer.
I think it would be cool to go through like with like a group. Like maybe it's not a full MMO, but like you could get like a little party together and be able to go on adventures in like this vast world. Be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Action kind of reminds me of what I've seen from the Middle Earth games, the Shadow of Mordor. In that regard.
Kinda.
Like in combat or like the world or
Just in combat, yeah. Just the way like this sword character, like the flow of the combat, where it's kind of like almost like that Batman Arkham, like bang bang,
Yeah,
bang,
the Arkham
bang.
combat.
Yeah.
yeah. And some of the creatures they had. That one looked like kind of like a giant rat, like something we had from Vermintide.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That was the first place my mind went. And the other one was like a giant deer person. I don't know.
Yeah, like from Doom Patrol.
Yeah. From Doom Patrol. All right. Trying to see. I think there's only one other that I was like, I feel like we should cover this one. There was another one I saw already that was for Elite Dangerous, which I don't think any of you guys have played or done anything with.
I have not, no.
I did buy it though.
Did you?
Yep.
There's an expansion coming out for it. For the most part, I didn't feel like there was too much for me, and I haven't really dove into it too much. Felt like there was much noticeable, except for like it looks cool, it shows space, but there's a new expansion coming out, I think, for
Okay.
it. But the other one, I'll share into Discord as well. But they are supposed to. They revealed that they are going to be making a Evil Dead the game.
What?
It won't be the first. There was one for the PS2.
I never played that. I never did. I've also never watched Evil Dead. So hopefully... Well, there'll probably be one spoiler, but I already know that one. Actually, I think I've seen the first Evil Dead, and it happened in that one. But I've never seen the other Evil Deads.
Army of Darkness.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, everyone
I'm
ready?
also ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
I had a real life once. I had a wonderful girlfriend, Linda. Together we
The
drove
original
to a small
voiceover?
cabin in the mountains. Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the book of the dead. It seems an archaeologist had come to this remote place to translate and study his latest find. It was never meant for the world of the living. The book awoke something dark in the woods. It took Linda. And then it came for me.
The jaw. Kind of reminds me of like,
But
Dead
you
by
play as a
Daylight.
knight?
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks. I haven't seen anything until just now, so I just heard about it. I was like, oh, we should have talked about that. The gameplay kind of reminds me of like almost Left 4 Dead, or maybe more of like a survival-y kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like you're just held up and you're trying to survive against waves, more like Killing Floor or something like that. But I'm not sure. But it looks. I mean, kind of looks like Bruce Campbell there.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not.
It looks like
it's
him.
not. It's not 100% like, oh man, that looks really good and looks like
Yeah.
him. But it definitely has his likeness and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
He tried to slim his face up. Kept
mean-
the jaw though.
he's
Well, yeah,
been
like
several years. You
It's-
know?
God during character creation drug jaw all the way to the right.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
But yeah, that looks like. I don't know. I'm not sure what it looks like. It looks like a third-person shooter maybe, but it also had like hack and slashy stuff. Looks like survival-y.
I'm a fan of the movies. I haven't seen the TV show. I know Maggie hasn't. She loves the TV show. But like some of those characters could be from the TV show. The night guy could be from Army of Darkness, maybe.
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen Army of Darkness, and I've never seen Evil Dead 2. I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the most recent Evil Dead that they did. That wasn't Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I haven't
either.
seen that one.
So, but besides that, I think that covers most of the things that are like, all these look really cool, or things that I've heard about from other people. Like, you guys should have checked this one out.
Should we go over the winners?
Yeah, like I don't know what won. Like, I don't know what won the Game Awards for Game of the Year.
Well, the big winner was Last of Us 2.
For Game of the Year?
Okay.
Yeah, it won Game of the Year. It won Best Game Direction. It won Best Narrative. And I believe that is it. No, I think it also won Best Audio Design.
Okay.
Also, Best Performance was Laura Bailey as Abby.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the big...
So it won a lot.
It won a lot. Yeah. If we want to go down the rest of it. Oh,
Yeah.
there's
I mean, I love playing that game. I really enjoyed that game. I thought that it deserved those wins, and I knew as soon as I saw that those wins were announced that there would just be a whole bunch of shit come up. And guess what? People calling the Game Awards rigged, and there's no way, So,
Yeah.
but you know, I don't know, guys.
I heard there was a lot of
really
drama and
enjoyed
stuff,
that game,
but-
regardless of your taste on how a story beat goes or whatever. But I thought it was well deserved.
Haven't played it. Can't comment on it.
Now, I should also say I haven't played a lot of the other games either, so
Sure.
I can't say if it's better, but I can say that I very much enjoyed.
Did it also win in what was the category that we talked about where we said about Last of Us really had like colorblind and
Accessibility.
if you were deaf,
accessibility.
or
I believe it did.
accessibility.
Let me go down.
'Cause I remember talking about that too, and like Last of Us did a lot of things that a lot of games hadn't done until now.
Yeah.
It won Innovation in Accessibility as well.
That's what it was. Okay.
It won Best Action Adventure, which was its category, so obviously it's going to win that one.
Mm-hmm.
Go through the rest of these here. I don't think...
So, I think I just found a few things here. So as far as I was just curious on like some of the big names that we had that we talked about, like Ghost of Tsushima, was one that was on the list. Last of Us, Hades was on there a lot. Like some of the bigger names, like did some of them not win anything?
Ghost of Tsushima won Best Art Direction,
Okay.
As I would hope.
which I would believe. Best Score and Music was Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think has to be that.
Okay.
So
Can
definitely
you remake
agree
a
there.
game and win an award twice,
Yep.
like the same award? Is that fair?
I
I
guess.
don't know.
If the work is done well,
If someone that year
Yes.
didn't make any music, audio, whatever, better than
Well, and there's a lot of remixes in Final Fantasy VII Remake as well.
Okay.
So it's not just the original score. I mean, it's all based off from the original stuff, but there's some pretty awesome versions of some of the original stuff too.
Okay. I just wonder if like something like that, if it's not like an original work, if it's like almost a somewhat skewed comparison
Sure.
I get
against
you.
other.
Well,
is there a nostalgia factor
Yeah.
instead of there actually being a this is better than this?
yeah, I mean, it's like for best narrative. Like, I love the narrative in Final Fantasy VII, so I'm really curious to compare the Last of Us 2 narrative to that one. Because of all of them, that's probably the one I would do. Like, I really like the narrative in Hades, but it just doesn't have the amount of narrative that Final Fantasy VII does. Like
Yeah.
like it tells it in a much more sparing way. Whereas Final Fantasy VII is it's a JRPG. There's many cutscenes, and
Yeah.
you're playing it for
Hades tells you what you need to know. Like
Well,
Final Fantasy tells you everything.
Not even that. It's just, there's a lot more dialogue and cutscenes and stuff in Final Fantasy VII, and it's only a third of the story.
Gotcha.
So, best indie though was Hades,
Okay.
Cool.
so that did win best indie, and I am fully behind that. Best ongoing was No Man's Sky, which I still haven't gotten into at all.
Really? What was that against?
It was against Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, Destiny 2, and Apex Legends.
Wow.
Man. And No Man's Sky. Okay.
Yep.
So heavy hitters in there.
Yeah, I remember all the bad publicity for No Man's Sky
Yeah,
of
there
what
was
what
some-
they offered and then what you got, and there was a lot of issues and a lot of unhappy people. So I guess I'm just surprised to hear that it won something. You know what I mean?
Maybe
Just
it's
'cause
made
I-
a comeback.
I'm so used to like all the negative information
Yeah.
on it, and I still haven't played it yet.
Now, if you think that Final Fantasy 7, like being eligible for these is controversial, the best mobile game was Among Us,
Good.
which is not a 2020 game.
It's been out for a while, right? It just like became popular now. So
Yeah.
does that? I don't know. So if someone made Hades
Has it been on
3 years ago,
Has it been on mobile for
Yeah.
several years?
Yeah, it
has
has.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
so,
like,
had Hades come out 2 or 3 years ago, but just became popular this year, would it be okay for it to
well,
win
like,
and stuff this year?
what's
you
a
know?
movie that didn't get recognized until later in life? Like,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
no, like Empire Strikes Back or something like wasn't recognized by critics like when it came out or whatever.
Nightmare Before Christmas was. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but would never have won an Oscar 2 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Right.
I love Among Us, but I'm on your side. I'm like, well, that is it a 2020 game. So if
Yeah.
that's the rule, then it shouldn't be in there, you know. But I don't care too much, and I really like that game, so good for it, you know.
Yeah. I guess.
So
but-
I get you. I guess it just depends on what the rules are. You know, I don't know
Sure.
what the
And what
rules
exceptions
If there's no
they
rule about
make.
it, then yeah, do it. That's
Yeah.
good.
But, like, does that mean-
if it's like when is its chance to shine? Then yeah, let's do that. That's good.
But does that mean like, I don't know, other games can show up from years ago and attempt to compete again? You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But I
kind
think
of the
there's
point that I was
also-
making with the remakes and stuff too. If you could, like, remake and update visually the same game, whether you could re-enter it and
Yeah, I mean, it might depend on nominations and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know how things are nominated through the Game Awards or how they're like voted on necessarily, but
Yeah.
if there's a nomination process and people are like, "Hey, man, no one played
Yeah.
Among Us. Among Us became really popular this year because of maybe these things that they did or
Yeah.
whatever changes they made, even though it's been out for a year or two or whatever
Like-
it's been."
For me, like it seems strange that like Fallen Order went to this year because it was too late,
For last
released
year?
too late then, but something from years ago or 2 years ago or however long Among Us has been out, you go into this one if that makes any sense, you know.
So, like-
what are exactly the timing issues or rules?
Empire Strikes Back, say it came out, didn't
Yeah.
win anything.
Sure.
Then George does his special edition release.
Uh-huh.
Can it win an Oscar or anything then?
I don't know.
Like maybe
I don't
because
know.
I don't know what changes they made from the old version it made or anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe there's a thing where it's like if it reaches this many players in this year
Yeah.
or something like that, you know, like
Like Jai Bomb used to have like a game of the year that came out like in previous years, but we played this year,
gotcha.
kind of thing.
like
our
my game of the
personal
year is God of
favorite
War.
game of
Yeah.
playing this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you could also put Among Us under like best ongoing game or something, maybe,
Yeah.
or something like that.
all right.
All right, best community support was Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout
Okay.
over Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
Which we're going to be playing season 3,
Yeah, season 3 just
Of
came
that
out. We'll
tomorrow.
be playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
In our group stream.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Best VR AR was Half-Life Alex.
Okay.
Yeah, not surprising there.
Believe
Definitely
that.
imagine. This one surprises me a little bit. Best action, Hades beat Doom Eternal,
What?
which
Do you agree with that assessment, Rick? Having played both?
they're both real good. I think Doom Eternal is better in
As
terms
far
of
as
its action.
straight action?
Yeah, if you're just considering its action, yes. But this says for the best game in the action genre, I might say Hades is a better game than Doom Eternal, but the gameplay in Doom Eternal is better than Hades.
Gotcha.
So, best action adventure was Last of Us Part 2 over Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which we are also playing now.
I'm also playing.
and
Valhalla is like now that I've played a bunch of it, like you're definitely way in more control of what you want to do. Whereas like Last of Us 2 is a story being told. I mean, they're both stories, but one just feels more like a storyteller is taking me on a journey, as opposed to here's a world, go do stuff. You know?
Last of Us 2 also beat out Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. I love Star Wars, but I had a much more intimate and visceral experience playing Last of Us 2, so I agree with that.
Also, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, or Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Ghost of Tsushima.
For
Action adventure
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best role playing, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Beat out Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royale, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yeah, I only know one of those really from you, and I don't even know that one.
Yeah, I would give it to Persona 5 personally,
Yeah.
but they're both real good, and also the only two I've played on that list. Best fighting game was Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, which beat out Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Street Fighter V Champion Edition, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, and Under Night in Birth EXE Late.
I don't know that one at all.
Haven't played any of
No,
those.
yeah.
But no, I mean I played Mortal Kombat. I understand that a little bit.
The one that won is the only one I knew.
Well, I know Street Fighter, but yeah.
Oh, did you say Street Fighter 2?
Street Fighter V Champion Edition.
Oh, okay.
And it's Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, specifically. Best family was Animal Crossing New Horizons, Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeons, Paper Mario, The Origami King. And Animal Crossing won that. I have just recently started playing some Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
It's definitely not my kind of game, and I think that the local multiplayer is real bad on it. But I've heard the online multiplayer is quite good.
I already know Animal Crossing is not my kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Leon playing it, he's always excited for different things and things he's upgraded for his town and changed and everything. And, you know, like, there's lots of things you can do. He's excited whenever they do new events for seasons. And, like, he's like, look, Dad, I have these pumpkins now for Halloween. He's like, now, look, Dad, I'm going to change my trees so that it's more Christmassy and stuff. So there's lots of cool things.
Maggie's been putting a lot into it this past week as well. But my biggest issue with it is the local multiplayer. Because you can have one island per Switch, and there's a lot of severe limitations on any one that's not the main character.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's made to be you're making your own world, not like it's supposed to be yours, right? Like that's the idea for it. I don't know if it's necessarily made with the idea of like this is a full co-op experience, you know?
maybe, but if that's the case, then why not let you have multiple islands per account?
That would be like
Just make a different account.
You can't.
I mean, you can sign into a different name.
No, you cannot. You have to buy a new Switch in order to have a new island.
dang. That's like selling multiplayer Minecraft, but only the person who bought the game can build anything.
I've looked into this extensively.
Okay.
Best sim was Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I put a little bit of time into and seems pretty amazing. I need to get into Crusader Kings 3, but I haven't yet. I'm very excited about that. Desperado 3, I'm not so familiar with. Gears Tactics, I'm not sure if I'll get into or not. And then XCOM Chimera Squad was also in the running.
Chimera Squad. I've been wanting to play that too. I haven't played that one yet either.
Best Sports Racing, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2, which I put a lot of time into. And again, it's some of the best games ever made.
You've gotten it since it came out again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed the release and I still haven't gotten it or played it.
It's great versions of
We
two
need-
of the best games ever
We
made.
need to play that on stream sometime. Because you can probably play multiplayer, right?
You can? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun to like go against each other or something.
The only one I think you maybe can't do tag online, but I think all the rest of them you can.
Huh.
And that's over a bunch of sports games I haven't played. Best multiplayer was Among Us
Oh yeah.
over Animal Crossing's New Horizon, Call of Duty Warzone, Fallout, and Valorant. Best debut game was Phantasmophobia.
You didn't say that right.
What? Phasmophobia.
You
Damn.
still didn't say it right. You're probably reading it.
Phasmophobia.
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 Alrighty.
I thought Among Us came to the Switch recently.
Among Us came to the Switch? I haven't heard that one.
You can do tasks with like just the controls, or you can also use the touchscreen. I think.
Just like the stylus.
Yeah,
Does it have any cross-platform?
I think so.
Because like I think mobile and Steam can play with each
I
other.
believe
but
it does.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It gives more options, I guess, for people to be able to play. TV
I
mode,
imagine if
tabletop
you
mode.
don't have voice though, which I don't know if it has voice, probably hard to type.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, they have a little like plug-in on the top. As long as you have one of those like mic headsets, you
Yeah.
could probably talk that way in game.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Alrighty, and it's only $5 on Switch.
Cool.
It's not bad.
That's not too bad.
That's pretty cheap. Yeah.
And that's all for the awards, then, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, there's some esports stuff,
Yeah,
but
the esports stuff. I don't think it's more like the coaches and the best like event or something.
Yeah.
I saw that Valkyrie got best Twitch streamer, or best streamer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was
Who?
one of the categories.
Valkyrie, I should say, who I've watched her Among Us videos before.
Oh, yeah?
So that was cool.
Cool.
Yeah, content creator of the year
Content creator,
is
yeah.
what she was classified as.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Valkyrie. 'Cause I've heard people call her Valkyrie, and I think it's supposed to be Valkyrie. I think you're right.
Yeah, because people just call her Ray, I think, on stream.
Yeah. So, all right. So that was all the stuff I think we missed from the Game Awards that we didn't really discuss before or anything. But there's also a bunch of the Disney stuff that we didn't discuss yet either, right?
Yeah, I got a list that we're going to go down here. All the Disney announced upcoming projects. Now, it starts out with everything from Lucasfilm, which we did a very exhaustive video on
Yeah.
and talked about with Calvin and Rick in our Bad Batch trailer. So all the Star Wars...
Sizzle, Eric.
Huh? Sizzle. You're right. All the Star Wars, and then also the final Indiana Jones and a Willow series from them. We also did a video on all the Marvel announcements, which you can check out that. And I should say, too, before I move on, when it comes to Star Wars, we did hear earlier, just before podcast, the passing of Jeremy Bulloch is being reported.
Yeah.
So he was the guy inside the Boba Fett costume in the original trilogy. Very unfortunate. He also has a really cool cameo in Episode 3, I think. He's the pilot. He's the pilot in Episode 3 at some point.
A pilot in Episode
Yeah.
3 at some point.
I think maybe the Blockade Runner pilot. I'm not sure.
Okay. There's quite a few pilots in Episode 3.
There are.
It starts with a space battle.
It does. Anyway, so it's sad to hear, especially after the passing of David Prowse. Last week?
Not long ago.
Not
It wasn't
long ago.
maybe 2 weeks ago.
It was like
It's been
2 weeks
recent.
ago, I think.
With
yeah.
the return of Boba Fett into the the current Star Wars canon, we see a legend go.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was related to the Star Wars news that we had already talked about. But we got Pixar is going to be the next one. So they've announced stuff here. Let's see. We got Inside Pixar, which is a new documentary series that invites Pixar's fans into the studio for an up-close, never-before-seen look at the artistry, craftsmanship, and love behind the films. So that's interesting. I like Pixar movies. I certainly haven't seen all of them.
Oh,
But
really?
some of those ones, like a Toy Story documentary would be cool.
Is that similar to the That Made Us series, like the games that
maybe
made us, the toys that made us?
it's probably similar also to like the Mandalorian Gallery, maybe that came out.
Okay.
Let's see. We got Soul, which is Pixar's new movie that was going to be theatrical, but I believe they are just going to be releasing it on Disney Plus, December 25th, 2020.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I saw a trailer for that. It looked really cool. But that's supposed to be this year.
How's it spelled? Is it like
S-O-U-L.
SOUL,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
thought it was about the sun or
I was
something.
watching the trailer and I got dream vibes from it for some reason. Like just some of the stuff it was showing and the way things looked. And
Yeah, I don't
But
think
it
I've
looks
seen anything about it.
Yeah. The one thing that has been announced since the Thursday for Marvel, I should say, was this like Marvel Legends series, which at first when I heard it, I was like, oh shit, because that's the name of the line of
toy line.
action figures. I was like,
Right.
what's this? But I believe it's just going to be kind of like, if you don't know these characters very well, here's like a deep dive into their history, you know?
Sure.
So not necessarily like something that, as a narrative you need to check out.
yeah.
But could be cool supplemental material. We have Burrow from Pixar, which is a collection of shorts called. Burrow is part of Pixar's collection of shorts called Spark Shorts that are created by a diverse group of storytellers. So something there. Pixar Popcorn.
Pixar's had some various shorts throughout
it
their
has.
time frame. So
Pixar Popcorn is another collection of mini shorts featuring Pixar characters and all new bite-sized stories. Doug Days.
Doug.
So Doug Days is a collection of shorts that follow the humorous misadventures of Doug, the lovable dog from Disney and Pixar's Up. So that's the dog that could talk with the thing, right?
That Doug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he had
Doug.
a collar that let him talk.
We-
Man, I was like, that was Nickelodeon, but now they're gonna do something different, Disney. And, I don't know.
There's a Disney Plus all-new series following Lightning McQueen and his best friend Mater on a
What?
cross-country road trip. So there's gonna be a Cars series.
Okay.
Huh.
I wonder if it's gonna be voiced by Larry
same?
and Owen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they would have to.
Well, I mean, with
I guess it doesn't matter as much to
we
kids,
saw Owen
like-
Wilson recently too in another Disney related thing.
Yeah.
So like, maybe they just have do this too.
And then there's going to be Win or Lose, which is Pixar's first ever original long-form animated series. Disney Plus in 2023. It follows a co-ed middle school softball team in the week leading up to the championship game. So, Rick, sounds like right up your alley with Haikyuu.
Okay.
Sports.
It's not an anime though.
All right, so we're going to move on to Disney live action. That was Pixar. So Disney live action, the first one that I'm super excited by here on this list is Hocus Pocus 2, exclusively for
No.
Disney Plus.
They're not really gonna have it.
Is the
No
spooky
way.
sequel to the 1993 Halloween cult classic Hocus Pocus.
We already talked about this. Nick.
Adam Shankman is set to direct, and it's going to be exclusively on Disney Plus, Aaron.
I think it was a rumor, maybe, but yeah.
I think we talked about a rumor before, but I'm like, no.
the rumor was all three
So
returning.
they're announcing that.
Yeah.
Did they say that they're gonna have all three back, or
That was the rumor. This does not say anything about that.
They
Just
all-
that it will arrive exclusively on Disney Plus.
I hope they use the Sanderson sisters from
Yep.
the
Me
old
too.
one.
Me too.
They all. I mean, there's been a lot of years since then. Like
Yeah.
that came out in what, like 93
the
or
90s.
something.
Yeah.
All right, so we also have 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah, 93. Wait, 3 Minute Baby.
A modern take on the hilarious
What?
80s comedy will star Zac Efron and is slated for a 2022 release.
So it's a remake.
On Disney Plus, a remake, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say because they already did
That was
a
like
sequel.
Tom Selleck and stuff,
It
wasn't
was
it?
Tom Selleck, that guy from
Cheers,
It Takes
right?
Two.
No.
Yeah, that guy from the Good Place, I think, was also in it, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson, and then the guy who's in It Takes Two, starring opposite, I think, of Lori Alley. Right? Is that what was his name? Damn, I don't know his
know.
name. I never knew his name, but I'm pretty sure it's the same actor. Maybe not. Maybe they just look similar.
Steve Gutenberg.
Oh, Gutenberg. Yeah, that might have been who it was.
All right, we got Safety. All of this stuff looks
Yeah,
like
Steve
December Plus. This is already on. It premiered on December 11th. Drama inspired by empowering story of former Clemson University football safety Ray McElrathbey.
It's a hell of a name.
Miguel Rathbay.
Sports.
Hell of a name.
That's his last name?
McElrathbey. Yes.
That's just the last name.
McElrathbey.
Miguel Rathbay.
McElrathbey.
Mikhail.
That's a hell of a name
It
to put on a
is.
jersey.
It sounds like a middle name mixed with a last name or something, right?
Mikhail
Like
Rathbay.
Sam Mikhail Rathbay.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, go ahead.
There's a thing here called Freak Geek, which is the story of NBA MVP. I can never say this guy's name right, but Inte Konumpo. I don't know. Some guy that lives in Greece. I'm just gonna. What's some ones that I recognize here? Because there's a lot of stuff here that Disney. I mean, Disney puts out a lot of stuff.
Well, didn't you skip one that was animated? It's not supposed to be live action, is it?
Well, I know what you're talking about, but it hasn't shown up on my list yet. I certainly haven't skipped.
It's one of the only things I've heard of.
Sure.
Hocus Pocus 2 is on this
I was going through here. I don't know. For some reason, it's not on this list, but what you're talking about is from Pixar, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be called Lightyear, and it is a movie about the character that inspired the toy from Toy Story.
Yep.
So
So it's not about Buzz Lightyear.
It's-
It's about a person that inspired the Buzz Lightyear toy, right?
yeah,
Is the
so
idea?
if in Toy Story there was a Darth Vader, this would be Star Wars. If that makes any sense.
And it's unfortunate because back in my day, Buzz Lightyear had his own cartoon, and he was like a space dude.
Yeah, it was called Star Command, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sounds like this is taking that place. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's interesting. It's not going to be Tim Allen. It's going to be Chris Evans voicing the character.
Oh, Lightyear?
Uh huh.
That's
Huh.
perfect.
Interesting.
So yeah, Chris Evans is going to be playing in Lightyear. So yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting way to continue Toy Story franchise. That's not just another story about these toys, you know. The last one, what was it? Toy Story 4. I mean, I liked, but I didn't really love. I really liked the
still
first
haven't seen
two.
it.
I haven't
The
seen
third
any
one
past two.
is good, but the fourth one wasn't my favorite.
I saw where Disney Television Studios, because I was trying to look up something here too to try to find information on the Lightyear one. But this says that 2 beloved Disney properties have inspired high-profile entertainment series in development for Disney Plus. Beauty and the Beast working title that will star Luke Evans and Josh Gad, that will have new music composed by Disney legend Alan Menken. It also says Ron Moore and John M. Chu will reimagine the classic Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
Luke Evans is not our Black Sails boy, right?
No, Luke Evans
No.
is the smuggler
Luke Arnold.
from Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the studio is developing Percy Jackson and the Olympians based on the best-selling book series.
Hope it gets a good adaptation.
Because they've already tried Percy Jackson, right? Was
Well,
that
yeah,
Disney?
but the book fans were like, "This isn't Percy Jackson."
Yeah. Because it had Pierce Brosnan as a centaur.
Yeah, something like
I remember
that.
I watched some of
What?
that. Yeah, he was a centaur. Disney
Okay.
Television Studios is currently in production for 4 live-action series set to debut Disney Plus 2021. One of which is The Mighty Ducks Game Changers, which picks up where the film left off. Emilio Estevez is set to return as Gordon Bombay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Another is Turner and Hooch, a buddy comedy starring Josh Peck and his partner, a sweet and slobbery mastiff.
Josh
Did
Peck.
you guys ever watch the original Turner and Hooch?
Yep.
No, with Tom.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and
No.
yeah, you're not allowed to chew on nothing. That's the he slobbers on everything.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good movie. I like that one.
I've heard it's good. I just haven't watched it.
There's also Big Shot, which is a celebration of girl power set in the world of high school basketball, starring John Stamos.
Okay.
Okay.
And then there's Mysterious Benedict Society, based on the international best-selling book with Tony Hale and Kristen Schaal. So,
Yeah, I mean, you know, I hear something like Turner and Hooch, and I'm like, oh, I recognize that, but nothing that's really exciting.
you know, like Turner and Hooch?
I've seen Turner and Hooch.
What, Mighty Ducks?
That could be cool.
Turner and Hooch, I don't know why, but I loved it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There's also additional Disney Plus projects revealed include Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, a hybrid live-action animated film starring John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
It's a interesting pair.
It is.
I'm really I'm upset. I was getting to that in my list, and you took over the list thing.
Oh well, you were missing stuff.
I wasn't. I was going down a different list. All right. No. Keep going.
Go.
You took it over
Go.
already. No.
Go. What you got?
The
What's your
things
next
now are all messed up because you've been doing stuff.
What's your next one?
Well, my next one. You skipped over that stuff to get to this stuff.
Were you gonna cover Turner and Hooch?
Yes, Aaron.
Good, because that's
Just
important.
I had a list.
All right, go ahead.
No, continue. Now that we've gone through your list.
I just closed out, so it's up to you.
Well, the things that I was at, and this is back at when we were talking about the these Disney projects. We had Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the Ice Age Adventures, which is a
from the Ice
Disney
Age,
Plus.
the movie,
So
the-
Ice Age.
Is it a
This
quadrilogy
one's
of those?
interesting. Night at the Museum, but it's an animated series.
Is it gonna be voiced with
Still
Ben
gonna have-
Stiller?
Yeah, Ben Stiller.
I does not say anything about his name here. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, animated series with Sean Levy, who isn't that Eugene Levy's son from Schitt's Creek, I think.
I don't know. I
Anyway,
haven't seen that one.
Jungle Cruise, which is
Is that the ride?
it takes audiences on a rickrolling throw ride down the Amazon. Yeah.
It's a Disney ride, isn't it?
I mean, so was Pirates of the Caribbean.
I guess that's true.
It's true.
All right. Lion King live action prequel.
Prequel.
So we had the live action Lion King, which was just animated
it wasn't
again,
live
but
action.
this is a live action prequel.
Is it set to be a movie?
Yes, it's in development with an inspired take that revisits iconic characters.
So when you say live action,
It is not Jon Favreau, though. This is Barry Jenkins, Hans Zimmer, Pharrell Williams, and Nicholas Bittrell will deliver the music.
It's gonna be a fancy animated show, Rick.
okay.
Yeah.
They're not gonna train real lions, but it's gonna
well,
be
I mean,
It's gonna be the cartoon we had.
Homeward Bound did it.
It's gonna be the cartoon we had a year ago. That just is a much more updated, realistic looking cartoon.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
They trained lions for Lion King.
There's a movie out there.
To
I can't
model
remember
off of.
what it is now, but
Yeah, they had him in the art studio. People
Yeah.
drawing him. and
They
shit.
they model them for the drawings and stuff like that. Yeah.
this couple that own like this lion preserve made a horror movie about these lions attacking.
Yeah.
And like it's just those lions, and they're frequently attacking. Like people lost arms making that movie. It's
Jeez.
crazy.
Why would they do that?
It's crazy.
That's terrible.
Like, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, it's like
I'm gonna try to look it up.
Well, while he's looking that up, we're going to continue. This is The Little Mermaid, live action take on the animated classic. It's going to have a talented cast that includes Awkwafina, David Diggs, who was in Hamilton that we recently just watched. I really liked David Diggs. He was
Roar.
Thomas Jefferson / Lafayette. Yeah,
Roar.
Oh, yeah.
Roar.
Is the name of that movie.
Oh,
And Melissa McCarthy is going to be in it. I wonder if she is the bad guy for no reason.
and that's called what?
The Little Mermaid?
The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
It's gonna have Melissa McCarthy in it.
Yep.
Okay.
Three guesses who she plays. And granted, I don't know, but I bet you.
Sebastian.
Ursula.
Let's see.
No,
I don't even know
supposed
who
to
this
not
woman is.
guess.
All right, so let's see. You covered Chip and Dale with John Mulaney and Andy Samberg are set to star.
Yeah.
Pinocchio is coming to Disney Plus, and this is going to have Robert Zemeckis directing and Tom Hanks starring. I'm assuming as Geppetto,
Tom Hanks starring as Geppetto.
not as
Not
Pinocchio.
as Pinocchio.
I mean, I can see that
He could
more.
be
I
Jimmy
guess.
I want to
Cricket.
be a real boy.
We got Peter Pan and Wendy. So a Peter Pan inspired by the animated classic. This is live action.
Okay.
So Disenchanted, which is a sequel to the hit film Enchanted. This is probably my most shocking one. Sister Act 3.
Good.
What?
The third film in the beloved Sister Act series.
It is.
Whoopi Goldberg is on board to star and produce with
can't
Tyler
bel-
Perry.
I can't believe
also
that.
signed on as a producer on the project.
I can't believe she's back though.
I know.
I talked recently. I think this year about me and Melanie watching Sister Act on like
You did?
HBO
Yeah.
Max or something.
Yeah.
I just
No, Disney Plus maybe.
Disney
I don't
Plus.
know what it was on.
Yeah, I mean, I just again, I'm just like, what the hell are they making? This Sister Act. People know that one. Let's do that.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
just going back through their.
as much as they can.
Yeah, they just have a list of their entire filmography. It's
You know,
all
like
right, let's
people will
remake
tell
this.
me, like, oh, there's so many Star Wars series. You know that this, it's quantity, over quality. And I'm like, no, you don't understand, Dave. But then I go here and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get you. Anyway, I'm sure Sister Act 3 will be a fun thing to watch on Disney Plus.
Yeah, the first two were fun.
Haven't
Yeah.
seen those movies in a long time.
Sure.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah. There's a new movie called Cruella, which dives into the rebellious early days of one of the most notorious and notoriously fashionable villains.
So her younger
Cruella
days?
de Vil, yeah. That is going to have. Did they? Yeah. Okay. So Emma Stone stars as Estella,
She
aka
would be
Cruella,
perfect.
opposite
Stone.
Oscar winner Emma Thompson. Wow, those two in there. That's gonna be
So
Whoa.
is there just going to be like animal cruelty and
Yeah, like she kills these puppies. I don't know, man. I guess what is that one Angelina Jolie Disney villain Maleficent?
Maleficent. yeah.
Maybe it's kind of going off of the success of that. And then animation studio movies here. We got Raya and the Last Dragon, which I did see the trailer for that. Definitely felt very like Avatar and Korra to me.
Okay.
But it does have Kelly Marie Tran as Raya, so that's cool casting.
Yeah.
There is Baymax, which is Walt Disney Animation Studios' first ever animated series. So this is from the Big Hero 6 movie. Now,
okay.
I know Big Hero 6 has like a 2D cartoon, but this is going to be the same art style as the movies in
What's
a
so
series.
special about it? This is Disney's. What is it?
This is Walt Disney Animation Studios.
So the studio
first
that
ever.
usually does the movies.
Yeah.
This is gonna be their first animated series they do.
Yep.
Okay.
We got Zootopia Plus, which I've never seen the Zootopia movies.
No, it's pretty good. I like
Okay.
Big Hero 6 better. Like that
Yeah.
Baymax series
I
sounds
enjoyed
really cool to me.
Big Hero 6.
Zootopia is okay too. My kids like that one as well. Shakira sings in that.
Yeah, there's a project called Awaju, which is a new series First of its kind collaboration between Walt Disney Studios and Pan African Comic Book Entertainment. Okay. But I don't recognize anything from that. Tiana, which is a long form musical. Mona, the series, coming to Disney Plus. So Mona was
Moana.
Moana. Okay,
Moana?
gotcha.
Okay,
Moana.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So they're making a TV series on Moana.
That's what it says. Disney Plus, the series, 2023. Long form musical series that follows the spirited voyager Moana as she ventures far beyond the reef.
You said Tiana was another one,
Tiana, yeah.
and is or any of that isn't the
It features an extraordinary person who's now a princess in the kingdom of Maldonia.
Yeah, what's
I don't
the
know anything about
princess
that.
from Princess and the Frog? Wasn't her name like Tiana?
It could be.
Have not
I
seen
think I've only seen it once, and it's been a while, but I felt
Yeah,
like that
from
was
the Princess and the Frog.
Tiana is the first princess to have her own Walt Disney Animation Studio series.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's the Princess and the Frog one. Because I mainly know it from my kids, but
Yeah.
Everything else, we have a bunch of like National Geographic stuff. The two that I think are the most fun is there's one called Limitless with Chris Hemsworth talking about the limits of the human body.
Oh.
And then there's a series called Welcome to Earth. And this is the working title with Will Smith. Welcome to Earth. He
Welcome
punches
to
the-
Earth. So is it like Independence Day?
wait, what was the terrible movie that he was in that no one liked?
After Earth.
After Earth. Yeah, I don't know.
So this one is about traveling to different corners of the world to get up close and personal with the weirdest, most unusual, dangerous, and thrilling spectacles on the planet.
Oh.
Seek out things and places beyond human perception, hidden worlds that we can't see, smell, hear, or feel. Okay, yeah, Will
Seems
Smith,
like a
Welcome
bad
to Earth.
time to make that show.
New civilization.
I mean, I'm in just for the title, honestly.
Welcome to Earth. So you're thinking of Independence Day when he punches the
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, and then I'm at the things that Aaron has covered already. So that's the relatively full list.
That's a long list.
Very, very long list. I mean, honestly, 80% of it I'm not really interested in.
Yeah. The only
But
other thing
the things I am kind of justify a Disney Plus subscription for me, honestly.
There's so much Disney Pixar stuff I haven't caught up on.
Yeah.
Like I'm so far behind.
The only things I saw was when I was scrolling through, I skipped over and I was going to go back to it. There was a Handmaid's Tale new season, and there's something about Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I don't know what that was.
Well, yeah, Always Sunny is FX series, which I guess Disney owns now. But it's getting 4 more seasons, putting it up to season 18, one of the
Jeez.
longest
Wow.
running sitcoms of all time.
Jeez.
Yeah. Which I'm excited by because, I mean, those guys have yet to run out of ideas.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's always been one of my hopes that we would react to It's Always Sunny one day because I love it, but
Oh, that's
It's
now
getting
it's
up there
getting
with
with
long.
One Piece length.
it's very,
that's,
very
that's
long.
getting up there with like One Piece.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Now,
be too
granted,
long.
too, they have shorter seasons, so it's not like a full 20 episode season.
Okay.
I think it's like, I don't know, 10 maybe, 10 or 12 a season.
It's only 10 or 12 a season?
I think so.
Oh, really? I did not realize that.
10 episode seasons, they're
All
saying.
right.
Yeah.
It might be one of those things, too, where not all the seasons are equal.
That's
so,
still more episodes than Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, there were 10 episodes in season 14, 10 and 13.
So
yeah.
18 seasons, that just puts at like 180 episodes in. That's not that
Yeah.
bad.
It's not terrible.
It's much better than double that I thought it was going to be at like 22
Yeah.
episodes a season or something.
24.
So
FX is also coming out from the creator of Legion with an Alien television series
what?
taking place on Earth.
What?
Yeah.
Hope it's good.
That was the one that I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Hope it's
I mean,
good.
what's the name of that guy? Noah something, but FX announced an Alien TV series from that dude.
I wonder
That
what
seems
it
pretty
takes
interesting.
into continuity.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like how much Alien movies does it cover?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I open. There was. What was the other thing? There was one more FX one, Eric. Did you see that? It was one I thought maybe Rick would be interested in.
I thought the Alien one was. I didn't recognize the other one.
FX will also embark on one of its most sweeping, sophisticated adult series with the retelling of James Clavell's beloved epic saga Shogun, set within feudal Japan.
Okay.
I know Rick usually talks a lot about Japan and things that he loves about that and sumo wrestling, but
Never
Rick,
heard
you
of
like Japan, right?
Just
There you go. Watch this.
being an adult series for Japan and being called Shogun sounds
yeah.
I played the Shogun board game.
interesting.
I doubt it's the same. Before you get into these exercises, Aaron, of which you have Legion, does anyone else? I'm not logged. I can't log into Stream Elements. Is anyone else logged in that can read bits and donations while Eric or Aaron
I am
not logged in.
logged in.
burns off his calories?
Well, I mean, who's going to do your squats, Rick?
Oh, I got some too.
Yeah, you said I have legions. I don't. We all have stuff.
All right. Well, I just saw in chat like
I just
people-
have more than everyone else, but we all have stuff.
All right.
Yeah, that's how it always works.
All right. I'll do it.
So Calvin has 10 sit-ups. Rick has 10 squats. Eric has 10 sit-ups.
Okay.
Eric has 10 push-ups.
Okay.
And then most of the rest is squats and some push-ups and sit-ups for me. So I have 1. Aaron for butting in and messing up Eric's flow. He already messed it up. Aaron, damn it, Aaron, let him finish. This is all your fault. We covered it all anyway. For Aaron for not recognizing the actor that plays Governor Will Burn in Ratchet right away. Dude, he looks so different, and then I recognized his voice and picked it up later. All right, so I have 1, 2 squats. Ah. I saw a cable move, Eric, and I freaked out. All right, is anyone else logged in? Should I go over some of this stuff then?
I'm logged in, but I'm exercising.
All right, let me go over some of these.
I'm not even logged into chat, so I can't even read any of the redeemed questions. I don't know if there was like a update or what, but I felt like I just put in the code last week.
All right, so Hilding cheered 200 bits with a weekly loving.
Thank you very much.
Rookie resubscribed for 3 months.
Thank you.
Chazzy Black Onyx resubscribed for 10 months on a 4-month streak.
Awesome.
Mando season 2 finale tomorrow. I'm both sad and excited.
Me too.
I know.
I'm scared too.
I can't wait to see what happens, but I'm going to be sad that there won't be any more. Garrick Loran has resubscribed for 40 months. Casual Doom 12 has resubscribed for 11 months. Ms. Winter Soldiers resubscribed for 17 months with a 16-month streak going on. Hey, guys, keep up the great work. Love catching your streams every night. Well, thank you, Ms. Winter Soldier.
Thank you.
Health Thief Official gifted a tier 1 sub to Chris. Thank you, Health
you.
Thief. Bastion has resubscribed for 16 months with a streak of 16. Hi, everyone. So much good stuff these last few days.
Thank you, Bastion.
Thank you.
Ashwat has resubscribed, 4-month streak, hitting 5 months. So 5 months, who knows how many more to go.
Yay.
Time will tell.
Chris Fizz cheered 300 bits for the train.
Yes, thank you,
Health
Chris
Thief
Fizz.
gifted another sub. Thank you, Health Thief. Diggus Bickus resubscribed on a 23-month streak. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to y'all. May you have a good and continue being the best YouTube channel there is. Much love, Blind Wave Dad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diggus.
Thank you, Diggus.
Tivildo?
Tavildo.
17 months.
Thank you.
Calvin, if you can read, you can go on, and I will
Sure.
do my exercises.
Health Thief Official cheered 100 bits. Eternal Aurora followed. Oh, wait.
Can I filter those out?
Can I filter follows?
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Rick, did you do your 10 squats?
I did.
Calvin, did you do 10 sit-ups?
I did.
Eric, did you do 10
Yep
sit-ups?
and yep
Eric, did you do 10 push-ups?
and yep.
And then Calvin did his sit-ups. Go away. There we go.
Tattoo Mo resubscribed for 17 months on a 17-month streak. La
Thank
Croissant
you.
has resubscribed for 22 months. Dip602
Thank you.
has resubscribed for 35 months. Just
Wow.
watched the season 3 Haikyuu finale with full length. Such a great episode. It was my 3rd time watching it and still makes me cry. Love the reaction.
How could you not?
You do
Weep.
plan on watching any of the Haikyuu movies?
I did not know those were even a thing.
Well,
It depends. I guess I'll have to talk to Rob and
Yeah.
see. But Fruits Basket coming right down the pipe.
Yeezing cheered 100 bits. My dad found the Grogu Crackerot thing hilarious. Don't know if that lends the joke credence or not, though.
It does. Your dad's a hilarious
does
man
not.
with great taste.
Neo Primo has subscribed for 2 months. Vivi May Hem VV has subscribed with Prime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Demigod Wildcat cheered 300 bits. Tattoo Mo cheered 1,500 bits. A little early, but enjoy your Christmas, guys. Thank you for everything this year.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tattoo
Merry
Mo.
Christmas.
G Paul tipped $10. Whiplash might actually happen. Oh God, I never thought that they would come. I'm so happy right now.
I know. I was
Every
just talking
vote-
about you when we were looking at the poll.
Every vote counts. But yeah, we
G-Paul.
did.
G Paul to Jesus has resubscribed for 16 months on a 16-month streak.
Thank you.
Whiplash.
Yes. It's going to happen. I'm so
And-
excited. And I'm excited for you.
Yes.
I know how it feels to wait.
It's going to happen for you.
And StarKid T has resubscribed for 22 months. Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Demigod
Carmen.
Wildcat has resubscribed Tier 2 for 23 months on a 2-month streak. Happy 23 months, Blind Wave. Thank you, Demigod.
Thank you.
Happy to you.
Zaflirt and Flaus cheered 10 bits. Hey guys, definitely not listening to the podcast instead of paying attention in Spanish class.
Well, hola.
There's your Spanish class. Mascasa has resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mascasa also gifted 2 Tier 1 subs.
Thank you.
Jedi Chicks has resubscribed for 9 months.
Blind Way Baby.
Thank you, Jedi.
Reverie Code cheered 100 bits. Fall Guys Season 3 hype. Tomorrow.
Yes.
And Iron Dandy has resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you, Dandy.
Irfan Malik gifted a Tier 1 sub to Sleepy Fox and to Super Dora.
Thank you, Malik.
Thank you.
Dark Saint Discord has resubscribed for 12 months.
A year.
Dark Saint.
Wasn't Me Gaming gifted a
Tier 1
sub to Rogue Hokage. Mascasa gifted a Tier 1 sub to Smack the Panda. And Sleepy Fox gifted a Tier 1 sub to Coco1922.
Well, thank you for the gifted subs, guys.
Thank you.
And Sleepy Fox gifted another to Tracer James. And Dip602 cheered 100 bits. Whiplash!
Whiplash.
Woo! And M Zub cheered 10 bits.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
Go ahead
Thank
and
you for
refresh.
joining
Make sure I
us.
haven't missed any.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it very much. As we said, we will be back tomorrow with Fall Guys Season 3. I don't think anyone has to play Season 3, so whatever they
I
have,
believe so.
it'd be all new for us.
Yeah. And
Mascasa redeemed. Squats.
in case
Too
we
late.
don't see you, happy holidays, everyone.
Have
Yes.
yourself
Bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.